Here is your latest African news. Your news highlights. Kenya. Raila to challenge Ruto's victory at the Supreme Court. DR Congo. DR Congo opens an oil and gas auction round to carbon credit and crypto groups. Southern Africa. Southern Africa leaders to hold talks on economic growth. East Africa. Burundi deploys troops to DR Congo. Tanzania. Tanzania offers internet on Africa's tallest mountain. Diaspora. Florida elementary teacher quits job after staff removes photos of black leaders. Kenya. Raila to challenge Ruto's victory at the Supreme Court. Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga has resolved to challenge Deputy President William Ruto's victory in the August 9, 2022 elections at the Supreme Court. Addressing the press on August 16th, Raila stated that the results announced by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) were erroneous and ought to be nullified. Raila stated that Azimio will explore all the legal options at its disposal in seeking an annulment of Deputy President William Ruto's win. He accused the IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati of deliberately trying to overturn the will of the people who voted on August 9th. Notably, he argued that their decision to reject the result was substantiated by the four commissioners led by IEBC Vice Chairperson Juliana Cherera, who distanced themselves from the results announced by Chebukati. Raila made the statement after meeting Azimio leaders in response to the declaration of Deputy President William Ruto as the president-elect. Furthermore, the Azimio leader called on their supporters to remain calm, stating that their legal team were handling the matter. DR Congo. DR Congo opens an oil and gas auction round to carbon credit and crypto groups. The Democratic Republic of Congo will allow carbon credit and cryptocurrency companies to bid in an oil and gas licensing round that has been criticized by environmentalists who say drilling in the country's rainforests and peatlands would risk releasing vast quantities of carbon dioxide. Last month, Congo put 30 oil and gas exploration blocks up for auction. Some of the exploration areas are in Virunga National Park and the Cuvette Central, the world's largest tropical peatland, which naturally absorbs carbon from the atmosphere. Didier Budimbu, the hydrocarbons minister, said he would accept bids for exploration rights in the rainforests and peatlands from carbon market startups with no links to oil and gas majors as long as they had socio-financial backing. Rather than explore for hydrocarbons, such groups propose keeping any oil and gas in the ground and instead generate revenue by selling carbon credits to companies looking to offset their emissions. Congo produces about 25,000 barrels a day of crude oil from a smaller number of onshore and offshore blocks from its Atlantic coast. The government's long-held ambitions to produce oil in other parts of the country's interior have previously been held back by environmental concerns, corruption, and a lack of export options. Those challenges mean it remains uncertain how many oil and gas companies plan to participate in the licensing round. France's Total Energies, which has a project in neighboring Uganda, and Italy's Eni, which is active in other parts of Africa, have both told the FT they will not bid. Flow Carbon, a startup co-founded earlier this year by WeWork co-founder Adam Newman, is among the carbon credit groups to have expressed interest. Phil Fogel, Flow Carbon's head of cryptocurrencies, said the company had contributed staff and resources to Redemption DAO, a campaign organized over messaging platforms Telegram and Discord and founded 2 days before the auction launched in July. Redemption DAO aims to buy at least one of the blocks in partnership with an oil company or through crowdfunding and use it to issue avoided emissions carbon credits. It hopes to raise at least $50 million but has so far only raised $2.57 million and obtained pledges of $74,000, both in USDC, a so-called stablecoin digital currency pegged to the dollar. It hopes to raise at least $50 million but has so far only raised $2.57 million and obtained pledges of $74,000, both in USDC, a so-called stablecoin digital currency pegged to the dollar. Companies have until February to submit bids. However, there is at present no official methodology for bringing credits from foregone oil and gas exploration to market, and analysts say that developing one could take up to 2 years. Southern Africa. Southern Africa leaders to hold talks on economic growth. Heads of state from the Southern Africa Regional Bloc (SADC) met on August 17th in the Democratic Republic of Congo for talks on economic growth and integration. A dozen heads of state arrived in the capital, Kinshasa, to participate in the two-day summit, which opened on 17th August. The leaders will discuss how to promote industrialization through the transformation of agriculture, the development of mineral resources, and the development of value chains at the regional level. DR Congo also intends to seek the assistance of the bloc to restore peace and security in its territory. Another aim of the summit is the handover of the bloc leadership to the Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi by the current head of the bloc, Malawi President Lazarus Chakwera. The Congolese presidency tweeted pictures of some of the African leaders ahead of the summit. East Africa. Burundi deploys troops to DR Congo. Burundi has become the first country to deploy troops in the Democratic Republic of Congo as part of the recent decision by the East African Community for a joint mission against rebels. A contingent of the Burundian army officially entered Congolese soil on 15th August, and according to the Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo, FARDC, these soldiers will be deployed in the operational zone in the south of the province of South Kivu in eastern DRC to hunt down armed groups. Congolese army specified that this is within the framework of the joint forces recently agreed on by the heads of state of the East African Community under the then chairmanship of the Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta. Until August 17th, neither the troops' contributors nor the actual timelines had been known. The Burundian soldiers will be stationed at the Luberizi Training Center, about 100 kilometers from Bukavu, the largest city in South Kivu. In this area, coalitions of Mai Mai armed groups on the one hand and Twiraneho and Gumino armed groups on the other are fighting and carrying out a series of reprisals, killing civilians and looting livestock. There are also Burundian groups such as Red Tabara that fight the power of Burundi from the DRC. Tanzania. Tanzania offers internet on Africa's tallest mountain. Tanzania's state telecommunications firm has installed high-speed internet connectivity on Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest mountain, through a national broadband project. Tanzania's state telecommunications firm has installed high-speed internet connectivity on Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest mountain, through a national broadband project. Information Minister Nape Nnauye launched the internet project on August 16th, saying tourists could now communicate worldwide from the summit of the mountain. The mountain is one of Tanzania's leading tourist destinations. Mr. Nnauye said internet connectivity on the mountain was expected to reach its highest point, Uhuru Peak, at 5,895 meters or 19,341 feet above sea level in October. The minister has shared some images during the launch of the project on the mountain. Trekkers on the mountain have not had internet connection and could not even make phone calls since connectivity ended near the starting point at around 1,860 meters. The mountain attracts nearly 50,000 hikers annually from across the world who are contributing 18% to the nation's GDP. It generated $1.4 billion in revenues last year. Diaspora. Florida elementary teacher quits job after staff removes photos of black leaders. A Florida elementary teacher said he quit his job after another staff member removed his pictures depicting African American leaders. Michael James, who taught at O.J. Sims Elementary School in Pensacola, said he had posted images on a bulletin board depicting civil rights icons Martin Luther King Jr. and Harriet Tubman, scientist George Washington Carver, and former Secretary of State Colin Powell. He told the Pensacola News Journal that he wanted to display the images so the students, a majority of whom are black, could see someone they could relate to. James said it really floored him when a staff member removed the photos. James did not name the staff member. He told the News Journal that he was setting up his classroom before the start of the school year with the help of 2 co-workers. The bulletin board containing the images was behind his desk, along with a copy of the Pledge of Allegiance, James said. While he was sitting at a student's desk cutting something out, the staff member started removing items from his bulletin board. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, follow, share and like our video. It's the best way of supporting us. And remember, Africa is watching.